Come on, everybody. You are on the channel for English for Biology majors, which is brought to you by Tzu University's Susan Ye. We hope after you learn this class, you will think biology is fun and to read biology book is piece of cake. Let's go, yay! Hello everyone. We are going to learn all the prefixes about the color in this lesson. This part is the last part of lesson 5. We are going to learn the prefixes describing rainbow, light, and color, etc. We will also learn our first suffix. First, let's review what we learned last time. For prefix describing black, we've learned melano, M-E-L-A-N-O. And about white, the prefix is A-L-B, L-E-U-K-O, L-E-U-C, and L-E-U-K. For gold, there's two prefixes, crystal, C-H-R-Y-S-O, and auro, A-U-R-O. For the color gray, we have only one prefix, P-O-L-I, but remember, it is only used in describing the gray matter of our brain and the nervous system. For describing brown, we have two prefixes, P-H-A-E-O and P-H-E-O. Now let's move to the last part of lesson 5. To describing things that give a rainbow-like color or rainbow-like appearance, we use the prefix IRID. We have one example, iridescence. Iridescence is a noun. If we want to use it as an adjective, we use iridescent, I-R-I-D-E-S-C-E-N-T. Iridescence is a property of certain surfaces that appear to change colors as the angle of the view or the angle of illumination changes. Like we see in this picture, the soap bubble gives a iridescence, and also some butterflies and seashells, and also we often see like when there's oil on the puddles on the road, the oil and the water will give a iridescence, or we can say it is iridescent. For describing color, we have two prefixes and one suffix. This is our first suffix we learned since we start this course. The prefixes are CHRO, CHROMATO, and the suffix is chrome, CHROME. Let's see our example. For CHRO and CHROMATO, I only give one example, chromatogenous. Chromatogenous is an adjective to describe that things that produce color or causing pigmentation. Like when we draw watercolor, we can call the watercolor is chromatogenous because it will give color. And when we accidentally put some ink on our hands will be stained with the ink. And sometimes these color will not go away for several days. So that ink is also chromatogenous. For chrome, C-H-R-O-M-E, the suffix we give one example, phytochrome. Phytochrome is a photoreceptor a pigment that plants and some bacteria and fungi use to detect light. It is very sensitive to light, but it absorbs particularly in the red region, which is around 650 to 660 nanometers, and the far red region, which is around 730 nanometers of the visible spectrum. A lot of plants use phytochrome to regulate the time of flowering and also whether it should go on to develop a process called photomorphogenesis. And phytochrome also related to the germination of seeds, elongation of seedling, etc. Biochemically, phytochrome is a protein with a building chromophore. Let's review what we've learned for describing color. If we want to describe color professionally, we can use two prefixes and one suffix. The two prefixes are CHRO or CHROMATO, and the one suffix is chrome, CHROME. To describe transparent, we have only one prefix, that's HYALO. Let's see our example. One of them is hyaloid. Hyaloid, it means being glassy, like glass-like or transparent. Another example which we often encounter in cosmetics or also in medicine, this compound is also used frequently. Hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is an anionic non-sulfated. See, there's no sulfate in the structure. It is a non-sulfated glycosaminoglycan distributed widely through connective, epithelial, and neural tissues. However, this molecule is formed in plasma membrane instead of Golgi apparatus, which is very special because most of those glycosaminoglycan are formed in Golgi apparatus. Hyaluronic acid also one of the chief components in the extracellular matrix because it is widely distributed. An average person with 70 kilogram body weight has roughly around 15 grams of hyaluronic acid in the body, but 1/3 of it is turned over every day. Hyaluronic acid is also a component of group A Streptococcus extracellular capsule, and it is believed that it's related with that bacteria's variants. Old people suffer from degenerative arthritis. Sometimes doctors will inject hyaluronic acid into their joint because hyaluronic acid plays an important role in our joint to keep our joint working properly. However, as I said before, in our body, 1/3 of the hyaluronic acid is turned over daily. Even if we inject it in our joint, it will be gone gradually. So patients who receive an injection of hyaluronic acid need to come back to the clinic to receive more every now and then. For describing darkness, we have two prefixes. One is nycto, NYCTO. The other one is scoto, SCOTO. Let's see our examples. For nycto, we have one example, nyctophobia. Nyctophobia is, in short, afraid of dark. It is triggered by the brain's disfigured perception of what would or could happen when in a dark environment. It can also be temporarily triggered if the mind is unsteady or scared about recent event, like when you watch a scary movie. Then you might become nyctophobia for a while. And usually we perceive nyctophobia as a childish behavior. We think it only happened to children. But according to some article, some adults do have nyctophobia. But there's very little research about the adult nyctophobia. Maybe we should look more into it to solve these people's problem, because everybody have their own problems sometimes. So nyctophobia shouldn't be just perceived as a childish behavior. For SCOTO, we have an example of scotomorphogenesis. Scotomorphogenesis is the development of seedlings, or we can say sprouts, in the dark. But in this picture, this plant is not a seedling. An adult plant sometimes would also have scotomorphogenesis. Scoto means dark. So scotomorphogenesis is actually means development in the dark. For plants, because plants are photoautotroph, when there's no light, they will presume a form of long and slender stems and leaves, like we see in the left side of this picture. And also the leaf would become pale or yellow and becoming smaller and unopened. This plant is grown in an area where half of it has a lot of light and the other half is completely dark. So you can see that part of the plant performed scotomorphogenesis and the other one is quite normal. Usually we say this part is doing photomorphogenesis, which we will introduce in the next part of this lesson. Let's review what we learned for the prefix relating to darkness. Nycto, N-Y-C-T-O, and scoto, S-C-O-T-O. For describing light, we have only one prefix. Photo, P-H-O-T-O. For P-H-O-T-O, we give two examples. One is photomorphogenesis. This part of the plant is doing photomorphogenesis. Photomorphogenesis, by definition, it means it is a light-mediated development where plant growth patterns respond to the light spectrum. It cannot be confused with photosynthesis, which we will talk about right after this PowerPoint. Photomorphogenesis is first described by Theophrastus. He lived more than 2,300 years ago. He observed the development of fir tree in different levels of light, so he described it as the result of photomorphogenic shade avoidance effect. He was the first one to describe it. Our next example is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process used by plants and other organisms like cyanobacteria or some photosynthetic bacteria to convert light energy, normally from sun, into chemical energy. And that chemical energy can later be used to fuel the organism's activities. After photomorphogenesis, the chemical energy is stored in the form of carbohydrates like sucrose or starch. That's why it is named photomorphogenesis, because photo means light and synthesis means put together. Photomorphogenesis has two parts of reactions. The first one is light reactions. Light reactions use the energy of light to extract the light energy and convert it to ATP, which is the energy currency of the cell, and the NADPH, which is the electrons. And then the second part, Kelvin cycle, it uses the ATP and the NADPH from the light reaction to reduce the carbon dioxide to sugar. We have finished all the prefixes and also one suffix for color. There will be online quiz following this section. Do not forget to take the quiz. But let's review what we have learned this time. To describing rainbow, we have one prefix, IRID. For describing color, we use CHRO, CHROMATO, and the suffix chrome, CHROME. To describe glass, we have HYAL. To describe darkness, we use two prefixes, nicto, NYCTO, and scoto, SCOTO. To describe light, we have only one prefix, that's photo, PHOTO. Do remember to take the quiz after this section. See ya! English for Biology Major is brought to you by TCU's English for Biology Major course team. If you have any questions, don't forget to visit our FB fans page. The website is here, and you can also scan the QR code to reach to our FB fans page. This course is sponsored by Centers for Faculty Development and Instructional Resources of TCU.